Those that
Hi,
overcome
Kuhn.
the trials.
Hi, Kuhn.
Are the
I'm here with my mom.
succeeders.
She's gonna tell us about things that she overcomes. But I was just talking to her about how we keep going out of style. The Kuhns keep going out of style, and because we keep going out of style, this is a good thing. So go ahead, Mom.
Okay. Well, we all have our own trials in life. And style is kind of like trials. They come and they go. They come and they go. And they come and they go. But the thing you want to overcome is worrying about what's gone. Worry more about what you need to do.
Yeah. So like.
It's really basically what's going on.
Yeah. So every time I see you and I think my mom, she used to have brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
And when you had brown hair, I didn't necessarily think that was very stylish. But then as soon as you changed your hair to white hair, I was like, my mom has white hair. She used to have brown hair. Why is her hair white? But I like the white. And now when I look at you, I think, why didn't she just always just keep her hair white all those years? And you would have lost your style all those years ago if you would have just gone all white.
Uh-huh.
And then today, if you were to go brown, I'd be like, oh my goodness, you've lost your style again. You know? And so then
Can I tell you how many people have asked me who does my hair coloring?
Well, how many?
Hundreds of women come out. Who colors your hair?
Yeah.
And I say, God.
It's all natural is what. That's an all natural, never ending lack of style, black style that you've got.
Yeah.
With your white hair.
A lot of people can't get it.
Yeah.
And never do.
Yeah. Well, when I look at you when you're talking, I mean, I'm your sixth son, and I just look at you from the way that David looks at you, and David looks at you differently than I, you know. I don't know that anybody can look at you like how I look at you, but when I look at you, I think you look less and less like like my grandma Woods
Mm-hmm.
all the time, you know. And Grandma Woods, she was so impatient that was one of the things that I admired about her was how she could never keep her cool. She was always stressed out all the time, and she would rarely just sit on the couch and listen to any of us grandkids because she never had enough time. You know, she was always too busy doing something else that she could never just sit still and just chill. That wasn't Grandma Woods' style.
No.
And so that was one of the reasons why, you know, like I was like, man,
No.
to hang out with my Grandma Woods, I don't know that I would ever want to go over to her house because there's just like a really rambunctious spirit in her house all the time. And there must have been like TVs were on upstairs. And there's that bike up in that room upstairs that like if you rode on it, it would just like go in circles and you'd feel like you're walking on a treadmill, you know? And so it was really hard to find like any peace. The impossibility of peace was very evident in my Grandma Wood's house, much like it is here. When I come here, I'm like, oh, I feel this instant impossibility of peace in the atmosphere like I did then. And it's probably because you're not very much like her.
Well, a lot is always going on. And if you don't get up and participate in it, you lose out, is kind of really what goes on.
Yeah.
And the greatest blessings are when people come here and they move on and get better jobs and go into bigger apartments and that kind of stuff. And then they call you and they say, I got a real serious problem here, Sylvia. This lady is so rude and disrespectful of my daughter. I need to move back over there where we get some respect.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna mention on this video that while I'm staying here at my mom's house, my mom and I are gonna maybe work on making the very first Gordon cookie, black and white Gordon cookie, and we might work on making the very first Gordon mask while we're here, depending on if I have enough disinterest in it and if my mom doesn't have enough time and she only has enough black heart to spend time with me on this for just a few minutes, we'll spend our time on that. and then maybe record it for part of Kuhn history. So that's all for now, Mom, and we'll talk to you on the next video.
Now, do we want these cookies big, or do
Well,
we want them?
That's for us to discover.
That's what we need to
We'll
discover.
we'll have to think about that and then decide how we want to make our
Because
Gordon
well,
cookies.
I was thinking about if it's a dismal cookie,
Uh-huh.
we should make it pretty big.
Well, we could go
And
with a
then they
big
will
Gordon
get a
cookie.
lot of joy in eating it and realize that life isn't as bad as they thought.
Right. Well, we'll have to think about. We'll ponder on that, and then we'll get around to making our very first Kuhn Gordon cookie.
Uh-huh.
All right, Mom. Thanks for taking your time with me today on our Kuhn camera here.
Sure.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Love you.
Bye.